You're not where you want to be financially, even after working morning till night, or maybe you've read 10 personal development or success books. Why is that? Well, I'm going to go through 10 reasons that may resonate with you so you understand this at a deeper level. Number one, ignoring true emotions. So there's so much focus on what you're doing, actions you're taking, setting goals, coming up with a plan, a strategy, and then continuing to work harder and push through and make things happen. But what's missing with most people who are not where they want to be financially is that they are not tuning into and spending a lot of time dealing with their true emotions. Because when we take actions and we have negative feelings about them or disappointment from the past, it's absolutely going to affect everything that we do and the way that we show up. So it is absolutely critical to spend some time really understanding what your true emotions are about money and success. Number two, you have a financial thermostat. And just like a house, when you set the temperature, your house will not go above that temperature. You have a financial thermostat above which your savings and your income will not go beyond. And it's very important to understand that you have this thermostat and where it came from. What happens is the way that you were raised has created this invisible cap, this thermostat setting of how much income or savings you can generate and hold onto. So you may either work and work and work and work trying to break through this ceiling, or you may get past it, but then something happens to bring you back down and you always end up in the same financial situation. So it's very important to understand that this is actually happening and where it comes from so that you can start to do the work to dismantle it. Number three, fear of visibility. So maybe you don't like the spotlight on you, or it makes you feel very uncomfortable or intimidated if the attention is on you. So in a group of people, you may be the one that's kind of standing back and letting other people talk, and you're just sort of listening because you don't want all eyes on you. But if you really want to get to a different level financially, you're going to have to be in the spotlight and have some discomfort. Number four, avoidance of big goals. So maybe in the past you had set a big goal and you worked really hard, your heart and soul was into it, and it just didn't happen. It didn't work out. And so what happens moving forward is you tend to set more realistic or more practical or just lower goals, or maybe you avoid setting goals in general. You don't want to feel that disappointment again, so you set lower, safer goals. Number five, you avoid rejection. So the truth is that you will always have people that reject you no matter what. But if you have a fear of rejection, then you're going to purposely not put yourself in situations where you could be rejected. And that is going to absolutely limit you being able to be in front of people who would embrace you and who want what you have to offer. So it's very important that you realize that you have a fear of rejection and that you face it head on. There's a lot of people who they take steps forward, but they kind of lack that last step of following up with people because they just really don't want to have the chance that someone's going to tell them no. Number six, you have the wrong approach to overwhelm. So as we set goals and we start to take action, we realize that there's a lot to do to reach our goals. And we can find ourselves in overwhelm. And so what happens is a lot of people think that they need to find something outside of them, something external that will help them overcome the overwhelm or get out of overwhelm. Things like having an accountability partner or having a very structured plan or having a very detailed to-do list. But all of those things are external. And what you really want to do is understand, why are you in overwhelm? Overwhelm is happening because you're afraid of something. You're afraid of making a decision or moving forward with something. So it's very important to understand what that fear is so you can deal with the root cause of overwhelm instead of trying to superficially break through it. Number seven, limiting language. So if you think about what you think or say, you will find that you use phrases like what if or I should or I can't very frequently. And those give off a very negative vibe if you think about those phrases, right? As opposed to, yes, I can, I know I can, it's possible, right? So think about your financial situation and how often are you using negative language? Number eight, you have a timid presence. So when you do put yourself out there, when you do take action, you're kind of hesitant, you're kind of timid. You don't stand out with bold confidence. You don't look very sure of yourself. Maybe you are afraid to show who you really are and you kind of have a mask And people can sense that, people can feel that. And think about it. Who would you rather do business with? Someone who's meek and mild or someone who's very certain in what they're doing? Number 9, you have a constant fight or flight response happening. The fight, flight, or freeze response or the stress response is something that's physiologically happening in your body. And what happens is cortisol and adrenaline, their hormones, are released. You can literally feel them if you tune in enough. You can feel them in your body. You can feel that sense of anxiety or stress or worry. And so when you're in fight or flight, you're distracted. So you're not making very good decisions. You're not motivated or inspired or having brilliant ideas. And so you're very, very limited on what's possible or what you're going to do or the goals you're going to set. Number 10 is negative self-talk. So we always have a voice inside us that is either our cheerleader or our biggest critic. A voice that's telling you what you're doing wrong or that it's not possible or you're not good enough. And if that voice is overpowering a loving, more positive one, then you are definitely not going to put yourself out there. You're not going to take big risks. You're not going to go out there and be bold and ask for what you want. And so that's going to 100% limit your ability to make more money, generate more money, and have the financial success that you want. Now, you may have noticed that all of these challenges are not simple action steps, right? They go deeper within. They're all based on our internal thoughts and our feelings, our emotions, our beliefs about what's possible for us, our programming. And this is all based on a subconscious programming that has been with us our entire lives. So the good news is that once you tune into this, once you start to be aware of what is holding you back, of why you're making the decisions that you're making, why you're not taking action, why you are taking action, what you think is possible, what you don't think is possible, what your thermostat is set at. Once you start really having the awareness of how this is determining your financial outcomes, your success, then you can start to interrupt the patterns. This is all behavioral habits, patterns, cycles that you can interrupt and you can make new choices, get on a new path, make new decisions. Now, that is an active, conscious, a lot of effort and energy goes into doing that. In other videos, I will break down how you actually can start to automate these things. So instead of having automatic fears and actions that are going to keep you, held back, you're going to automatically take actions that move you forward, that move you towards your goals. But for now, just start to notice, why am I making the decisions I'm making? Why am I taking the action I'm taking or not taking it? And just notice, be aware, start looking for those underlying doubts and fears and programming, the automations, those things you do all the time that you know are keeping you stuck. And once you start doing that, then you can start to interrupt it and make different decisions. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos, and I'll see you soon.